It's really easy to say someone or a relationship is abusive when it's physical. It's not so easy to identify abuse when physical touch isn't involved, requiring an awareness of non-physical forms of abuse. Non-physical abuse encompasses behaviors that aim to control, manipulate, or demean a partner without relying on physical force, such as emotional manipulation, psychological coercion, and verbal insults. Is your relationship keeping you up at night or leaving you with a heavy heart all day? So you can stop second-guessing yourself and get some answers. Here are some signs your relationship is actually abusive. Too much of a good thing. Are you confused about how you got here since your relationship started off so well? So I dated someone once. Let's call them Aaron. Aaron could have fallen out of an episode of Bridgerton. He was that perfect. Good morning and good night texts daily, flowers sent to the office, lavish gifts, or a trip every weekend. As I said, a rom-com in real life. It was a whirlwind romance, and Sai was convinced they were soulmates. Aaron promised Sai they'd be together, and Sai knew it was finally true love. Almost overnight, Aaron changed and made Sai feel indebted to him because of his kindness. Sai felt manipulated by Aaron. Aaron had now created this power dynamic over Sai, and Sai didn't know what to do. Does this sound too familiar? If so, you might have experienced love bombing. Therapist Sharon Pekar explains that love bombing is a manipulation tactic used by abusers to gain your trust and affection within a short amount of time. While there's nothing wrong with frequent gestures of love bombing is immediately withdrawn with no reason. This intense love and abrupt stop is a red flag that your relationship is abusive. Are you sure? Does your partner make you feel like you're losing your mind? Not in a figurative sense, but in a real way, where you're having to second-guess yourself all the time. Maybe your partner lies and twists the truth, but never admits to doing so. Maybe they tell you you never asked them to take the garbage out when you did twice already. If this sounds like your partner, they may be gaslighting you. For instance, if your partner hurts your feelings, do they respond by saying, "But I would never hurt you," instead of taking ownership and apologizing? The Berkeley Science Reviews explained that gaslighting is a manipulation tactic and a type of emotional abuse that can take a serious toll on your mental health. According to their research, victims of gaslighting start to feel unsure about their perceptions of the world and even wonder if they're losing their sanity. If your partner is engaging in gaslighting tactics, there is a reason you feel insane, and that reason is not you. If they're gaslighting you, it may be necessary to protect yourself from their harmful behavior. This is abusive. If you're finding this video helpful, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to help our channel reach those who need it too. Puppet on strings. Have you ever wondered if the problems in your relationship might be because you're dating a narcissist? Therapist Elizabeth Cohen says abuse in any form is difficult to discern, but narcissistic abuse is particularly hard to notice, as the toxic relationship and the abuser can present perfect in the beginning. If your partner has narcissistic personality disorder, NPD, or has narcissistic tendencies, they may have little empathy and see you as beneath them, which can lead to abusive behaviors. These abusive behaviors can look like withholding affection or money as a way to punish you, trying to interfere or sabotage your career, hobbies, or the other relationships in your life, taking your phone, demanding to know your passwords, or even making sarcastic comments to bully you out of hanging out with certain people. Cohen confirms that these are behaviors meant to help your partner assert their power over you. These actions can have a real impact on you and can even lead to PTSD, anxiety, and depression. If you notice these behaviors in your significant other, you may be experiencing narcissistic abuse. Always remember you can reach out to a trusted mental health professional to talk things out. Trauma bonding. Dr. Patrick Carnes, the founder of the International Institute for Trauma and Addiction Professionals, defines a trauma bond as a bond with someone destructive to you. This happens easily since the abuser is usually very charming and makes wonderful promises. An attachment can develop as the abuser creates and maintains power over you, making you feel like you can't ever leave the relationship. And a trauma bond can happen to anyone. As therapist Terry Cole explains, falling prey to a trauma bond definitely doesn't mean that you're weak, nor is it something to be ashamed of. This can happen to anybody, no matter how capable and strong you are. If you need an example of a trauma bond couple, look no further than Harley and Herb Putin. Harley Quinn was Joker's psychiatrist while he was in Arkham Asylum. Somehow, she became attached to Joker, as she related to the same traumas that he'd been through. Through this attachment, she fell in love and then fell into the vat of acid. We know that story. What now? It can be hard to learn about the signs of being in an abusive relationship, especially if you don't believe you're a victim of abuse or in an abusive relationship. It can happen to anyone. It's normal to want to fight for the relationship, but if your relationship is truly abusive, it isn't healthy to stay in that environment. If you feel like you're being mentally or emotionally abused, it's time to make a safe exit plan and open up to someone you trust. When creating your safety plan, it's important you don't share it with your partner or anyone who may share it with them. If you believe your significant other might be monitoring your activity, keep your digital information safe with new passwords. Recognizing signs of abuse is the first step in protecting yourself. It's crucial to take action and seek the help you deserve. Notice any of these signs in your relationship. Please share this video if you found it helpful or think it can help someone else. And before you go, we thought you also might want to see this: 5 signs you have emotional trauma and how to heal. Would like to thank all of our viewers for their continuous love and appreciation. It's your support that enables us to bring you quality content regarding all things psychology, is to make psychology accessible for everyone, as well as occasionally covering topics around mental health. Our mission is to help everyone become more self-aware of the various psychological factors that affect everyone's lives. Nostalgia is something that most of us can relate to feeling at some point in our lives. It's a bittersweet sense of longing for the places, relationships, or experiences lost to one's past. Despite being a fairly universal experience that spans across countries and cultures, nostalgia has had to endure a largely negative reputation over the years. Nostalgics are often accused of dwelling in the past, or romanticizing past events instead of viewing them as they really happened. Is this attitude unwarranted? A growing body of research implies that nostalgia could actually have a diverse set of positive and negative psychological implications. Here are 5 reasons why our relationship with nostalgia is a little more complex than simply taking off those rose-tinted glasses. 1. Nostalgia and depression. Recent research indicates that nostalgic thinking can actually exacerbate depression if an individual views their past in a bad light or negatively compares the present to the past. Lingering too long on these unhealthy thoughts leads to a pattern of rumination and depression, whereby the individual is likely to become entrenched in the past. Similarly, feeling nostalgic for a romanticized past that an individual considers lost has been linked to worsening feelings of depression and psychological harm. In short, nostalgia can quickly become an unhealthy habit if we fixate on memories that stop us from moving on or make us feel poorly about our current life situations. 2. Nostalgia helps self-esteem. Recalling happy memories of people and places with which we share an important connection has been found to raise levels of self-esteem, particularly in those who enjoy engaging with nostalgic thoughts more than others. Basically, the more time we spend feeling nostalgic about good memories, the more reason we have to feel good about who we are. Who would have thought? 3. Nostalgia can encourage us to aim towards the future. Nostalgia is not only a past-facing emotion. Enjoying nostalgia has been linked to higher levels of optimism for the future. Cherishing memories instead of feeling trapped by them provides us with the confidence and motivation to move forward. By using nostalgia as a psychological resource, we can feel inspired to create more positive memories by exploring new situations and working towards new goals. 4. Nostalgia affects the sense of self. Big life changes such as moving away from home, losing someone close to us, or starting a new career can be challenging. These events sometimes cause us to question who we are and can affect our sense of self as we begin to feel disconnected from the identity we had before our lives changed. Studies have revealed that we can restore and mediate identity during challenging times by engaging with nostalgic thoughts to remind ourselves where we come from, who we are, and what we love. And 5. Nostalgia makes us feel more connected to the world around us. We're not just nostalgic for the past, but also who we spent the past with. Nostalgia often involves fondly remembering old friends, family members, relationships, and the good times we shared. By reliving these social connections through memory, nostalgia reminds us we are loved, accepted, and gives us a sense of belonging in this world. Ultimately, the important takeaway from this is that nostalgia can be good or bad for us depending on how we choose to engage with it.
Indulging in a little nostalgia can be a good thing, as long as you aren't using it to preoccupy yourself with aspects of the past that cause you pain. Are you nostalgic at heart? Do you catch yourself reminiscing moments of your past? Do they leave you feeling motivated or bring on melancholy? Comment and let us know how you cope with nostalgia. Also, if you find this video helpful, be sure to share it with someone who would benefit from it too. Don't forget to subscribe for more content and check out the sources in our video description. Thanks for watching.